So we are here for last redaction of the season proper before we get into the postseason. Jez and Matt join me again as we take a look at the hokey cokey of how week 10 went.
Or didn't for something.
Or
All right.
didn't, yeah. So,
Do it.
last week before we started talking about the week 10 games, um, we were talking about the Rapiers, weren't we? And we were like, oh, the Rapiers, they could get in. And then we were like, nah, no, they can't because of this, that, this. And we completely missed Redcoats, Meerkats. And I actually got an email from Brad before the week kicked off, and he just said, I know we haven't known each other long, but I consider you a good friend, and I would really appreciate it if you could beat the Meerkats this week. And I didn't quite get where he was coming from, but after seeing the results, I do. So, should we start there today?
Yeah, start with the surprise of the season.
Surprise of the
Yeah, go on then.
season. Yeah. Dead giveaway potentially is that Michael in week 10 is actually commenting in sound bites. He's normally switched off by week 4, I think, but he's still here this season, and you can understand why after seeing this. So luckily they've put them right next to each other. So we had the Redcoats, Outlaws, Spitfires, and Meerkats. I don't know how we completely missed it. I think we did completely miss it, didn't we? But this is how the divisions
Yeah, I think so.
finished.
That's you're making it sound like we normally don't miss anything. We miss most things. So don't make it sound like it's unusual.
Oh no, well, it's like scientific hours of analysis that goes into the redaction, right, Jez? Or we just
Yeah.
turn up and talk a lot of bollocks, but yeah.
I tell you what, that the Redcoats Outlaws game was a really good game.
Oh yes.
That was that was James got pushed all the way on that one at home and scraped a 3-point win. So Brad nearly did it himself. Didn't have to rely on you beating the Meerkats.
Yeah.
But not quite.
And
Fine margins, eh?
Fine margins. And did you see the play that was the game changer? I have a look at it on the play-by-play. Now we never like seeing people getting beaten by a streak, right? But this streak, oh my days, I don't know if I'd have a window left in my house after watching this one. So I think it was this drive. So we go into 3rd and 3 in complete streak, and then we have fourth and 3. Opponent's 45. He hits a streak, but only for 5 yards.
That's the score.
But that was
What was it?
enough.
Dump?
Oh,
Dump off?
I don't know who's Pilkington to Mayhew. So who's Mayhew? Is that a wide receiver or is that a back? I don't know. But a 5 yard streak, but it was enough to get another few downs, and then it was 28-yard pitch, 11 yards short.
Mayhew's a wide receiver.
Is it? Okay. 5 yard streak, but that gave him enough, but it still came down to that 4th and inches for him to get that plunge over to get the score and get the win, and then 3 incomplete streaks for the Redcoats. But when I was looking back over that, I was like, a 5 yard streak. Oh,
Yeah.
not nice.
It's
So,
normally if you're chucking streaks, it's because you need like a 35 or a 40-yard gain or something to either get in a field goal position or to get a touchdown in the last few seconds. And if you imagine in that sort of situation and you complete a streak but only for 5 yards, you think, well, what's the fucking point of that? But then James has done it there to effectively win the game.
yep.
Although he
Yep.
still had a fair bit to do after that because that was only on his opponent's 45-yard line, so that only got him to the 40. Yeah, really good game. Really good game, that.
Yep. Yep.
I
Brutal.
still don't understand how a streak's 5 yards. Because you're throwing a load of go routes, aren't you? So you're going to be 30 yards down. The ball can't carry 5 yards. It's just not going to happen. It's physically impossible to have a 5-yard streak unless somebody's batted the ball back 20 yards back to the receiver.
Yeah, it must be one of those like special trick plays. You know, it's right out of it. It's like, right, okay, we're going to do streak now, lads, and everyone bombs down, but they're waiting so long that someone actually just sneaks back, and then they just dump it off. I don't know, but if you, it's one of those things, isn't it, where you kind of like, this game, is it a football game or is it a math game? And when you see things like this, you're just like, how could that actually happen in reality? You're gonna have everyone, like you say, just pinging it down the field, and he's just gonna throw it up and see what happens. But
Well,
unless it,
that's the same as when you get towards the end of a game and you get 4 or 5 plays where there's no time elapsed, and you're like, "What the fuck? How's that happening?"
yeah, yeah,
6 plays
absolutely,
with 10 seconds left. Yeah.
yeah. Unless, of course, the pass rush was so good from the Redcoats that who was it? Pilkington. Maybe Pilkington actually had to drop back 40 yards to avoid the sack, and then actually still threw it for 45 yards, but that was only five yards past the down mark, I say.
Could happen.
It could happen. It could happen. There's your reality right there. Um, but it saved the Outlaws, gave them a few more downs, still made hard work of it, but managed to get. I mean, Pandya, look at that. He only had 3 carries for 4 yards. And that .3, I guess, was his touchdown, falling over the line for inches. Crazy. So that was one game. So
It's going to take some recovering after that. He's going to be in hibernation for a little bit, rocking in the corner in the fetal position.
oh
Yeah, I'd be back on the trade board again.
yeah, absolutely.
What you've
So
got to do, get your trade board straight up.
so I wonder if he watched that and then thought, oh no, now I've got to go and watch the Spitfires Meerkats game, because he's still, if the result went the right way, it was gonna work out for him. And do you know what? I didn't get time to do my game plan this week for several reasons. But it was still it was probably my best team out there that I've got at the moment, with the resources I have. So on the road, 26 points to 47. I was like, that's still not bad from what I've had this season. Um, I had 2 fumbles on punt returns that gave them really
Oh,
good position in the second half. So which,
that's the worst place to fumble, isn't it? You're
oh
just like, oh, no, come on.
yeah,
I'm on my own 6-yard line. What the fuck?
yeah, absolutely. So and it was my veteran Strauss. He hadn't dropped a punt return all season, but he decided to drop 2 in this game. And that were the 2 of these scores. There was one in the third quarter and one in the fourth quarter off the back of those 2 drives. So, I was looking at it and thinking that score makes it look like we've got a paste in, but actually, against a team that's going to the playoffs, it's not too bad. considering the season we've had and the players I've got in this squad at the moment, I'm like, I'm happy with that. Brad
Yeah,
isn't.
it'll take.
Brad isn't, but I'm happy with that.
Oh dear.
You can't please them all, can you?
No, absolutely.
Brad will have known that was a long shot anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah, definitely. And so I think that means, oh yeah, so here we go. So they've got the Outlaws in the playoffs now, and they've played them twice, and they've not scored a point against them in the 2 games they've played them this season.
Oh dear.
Do you think they'll change that?
where's your money on?
They might get a field goal if they're lucky. But then
Yeah,
again, James's offense will probably only score about 21 points, don't they?
We'll do what?
Probably only score 21 points in his offense.
yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's funny actually, because I've actually scored more points against the Meerkats in that game than they managed to put up against them in their 2 games. I'll take that. But yeah, it's strange, and obviously,
most conceded all season.
sorry, what was that, Jez?
The most points the Meerkats have conceded all season.
Oh, I'll take that as well. And obviously we've got this fantastic game preview for the Meerkats. You know, you wait 20 seasons to get to the playoffs, and you're like, well, here we go. I'm gonna let rip now. I can write everything about how fantastic my team is. Preview, no preview, and that is because I think the automatic system for setting up the playoffs doesn't work that out the way that the tiebreakers work. So we've had the hokey cokey in a couple of. Was it in the Big Sky, the Atlantic, and was it the Delta as well? Did the Delta have something, or was it just
The
the
Delta
Delta?
had something, but I noticed to the Big Sky because obviously it affected the Rough Riders and the Rapiers and everything else. And so originally, when they'd been finished, the Rough Riders were put into the playoffs, but weren't in the playoffs. He then put the Rough Riders coach then put a spoiler on sound bites, which Phil Holton read. He went, "Oh, I'm in the playoffs," and he was like, "Oh, well, never mind." And then Conrad came on, or somebody else came on and said, "No, you're not in the playoffs. Somebody else should be in the playoffs. Chicago should be in the playoffs." And then basically,
And then Rich came on and said, "Just look at the rules, people. Click on the link, read the rules."
If you read the
yeah, but it took us 10 minutes to work it out just a minute ago with the Atlantic before we started. Like it's not as simple as you think it's going to be.
We were just questioning whether the Redcoats should be in the playoffs ahead of the Meerkats because they've got a better points differential, but that doesn't. What we found out was that doesn't override the division position. So the divisional position comes first. Redcoats could get in over someone else in a different division, but only if the Meerkats took the first wildcard spot. So they can't jump over them divisionally, if you like, gazump them.
right. Okay.
So
Wow.
it's right as it is.
Complication. But yeah, so Michael can't get in there on his preview. He's got to manage to score some points against the Outlaws this time and potentially get through to the divisional week. So it appears we know as much about tiebreakers as we knew about
Most things.
motivation coaches at the beginning of the season. So we've learned a little bit about that. So we'll have a look at your game next, Matt, because the comment. I mean, this comment here just feels like this has been bottled up for a whole season. This is someone who's just got this result going. Yes. Take your motivation coach and stick it up your ass. Boom! Boom! Satisfying win to see out the regular season. I hope you enjoyed your motivation coach this season. You. there's,
You can
there's,
stick your motivation coach up your ass.
You know the hilarious thing is, though, I don't mind it. A bit of rivalry in a division for a change. Make it a bit more competitive. Bring it on.
yeah,
Actual
but-
rivalry rather than just written rivalry.
Yeah, exactly. Bring it on. I don't mind. Plus,
yeah.
he's from Derby as well, and I'm a Nottingham lad originally, so that makes it even worse.
Oof, oof. But yeah, no, that gave me the biggest laugh when I went in there to see that one. Yeah, I was like, oh, someone's been sat on that for 10 weeks or 11 weeks, depending on where the schedule's gone over the season. But yeah, that did make me laugh. Did you
Yes.
put the boys out against him then, Matt, in the end?
No, I put Galloway out for a couple of formations, but I went for it. It went exactly as I expected it to. The defense isn't just good enough.
Yeah.
Poor. I mean, they're running 10 yards of play on me with them running back on me. And I look at my D line, I think it's not that bad, but obviously it's not that good either. So if anybody wants to sell me a defense, I will be happy to spend lots of picks next year. Get myself a nice defense. So there you go.
There we go. There's the
Trade with the Stampede. The Stampede picks are available.
You'll get yourself a nice defense for a few sevenths and an eighth. Matt, you'll be all right.
Well, I might spend a fifth, maybe.
Whoa, push the boat out, man.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get.
In all seriousness, I'm happy to spend all my picks, and I've got a lot of them. So if anybody wants to sell, bye.
Do you hear that, Greg? He reckons he's got a lot of picks.
He don't know what he's talking about. He don't know what he's
I
talking
haven't got a
about.
lot of first round picks, but I've got a lot of picks.
You want to buy a defense? I'm going to buy a whole team. Yeah.
He's going to buy a division.
But yeah, what was I going to say on this one? I can't remember now. It's
Oh
gone.
yeah, we're supposed to be talking about the game. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it's gone. It's gone. No, I think what we talked about last week, it was only if we thought Johnny was going to rest up some players and not take any injuries risks at all, and he obviously didn't. He's come out full war paint, ready to go, just to smash you and your motivation coach, and show you the bosses. So yeah, I think that went the way I thought it would go if he put a team out, and he did, and he went full.
However, and there is a big however.
Uh-huh.
He got a D on his running back Akers.
Oh, that's a shame. What a shame.
I
do this now as well.
Oh yeah. So yeah, okay. So his halfback is taking a D. Well, at least he's got a week off, I guess. And if that goes, if he's got a better conditioning coach than the motivation coach that you snaffled, then
We've got plenty of points to spend on one, so
yeah. Right. Okay.
He needs a physio, Matt. This is where Matt goes and buys up all the physios.
That's it. Yeah, we'll go for conditioning coaches next time around.
You know what? You don't need a physio. I've got the crappiest athletic coaches ever, and I've had so few injuries this year. Just blooming put your fitness injury awareness on all your things and forget about it for the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can get past week 1 and week 2 without a G, then you're laughing, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So CFC West finished. Took the Stampede out of the running. It did get as close as we thought it would do for the CFC North and CFC East. So the Magpies did manage to win that game, didn't they, in the end?
Beat the Scorpions, didn't they?
Yeah, on the road, 22-14.
Yeah, big win.
That was.
That's that Magpies defense stepping up. They've been a good defense there. Good defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, four interceptions, 3 fumbles, one of which was forced. Yeah, good win.
Yeah. So
And
maybe. Sorry, go on, Matt.
I can see him going deep in the playoffs, to be honest.
Yeah, who do they have next? So they've got so they got the second seed, did they? So they've got the week off as well.
In theory,
So that's good.
and if you look at when they played the Avalanche, there wasn't much in it, although there was a motivation coach.
Did they pick up any injuries? No, they're looking good. They should be fully fit for the divisional game as well, by the looks of it.
They're all special team
Right
players.
now, what happens to motivation in the playoffs? Does that it gets wiped in the playoffs, doesn't it?
Yeah,
He's playing with that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all gone. It's all gone at that point. So so it'll be full levels. Everyone had it. But yeah, the interesting thing with that loss for the Scorpions, and again, I don't know, did we cover the heroes off? I can't remember how we went on that.
I think we briefly mentioned it, but we didn't expect him to get in.
Yeah, where were we? Week 10 over here, all the way back here.
That was it.
So we had Wolverhampton. We thought it'd be close. Jez had it as a 44-41. What was the score in the end for this one? Oh, that was the last result. Oh, they
13-31.
Absolutely smashed them in the end. I did see Rich made a comment. I think it was on. It might have been on your game, Jez, against the Snow Bears, where he just said deep zone, the new run line in Gridiron.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was probably another reference to maybe his inability to be able to stop Doe and Minty again as well.
But they didn't exactly rack up yards against him, did they?
Well, Doe Minty, I mean, the reference in my game was that see, Doe there was averaging 12.4 yards per completion. The Lee's fella, the Snow Bears quarterback, was averaging 28 yards per completion. They just kept gashing me with chunk play after chunk play. It was ridiculous, really, our game.
Yeah. It's
had no answer to it at all.
Yeah, and even if you do manage to I always find if you manage to keep the deep zone kind of reasonably under control, it just takes one. Boom. There we go. There's 70 yards. And I guess that was kind of early memories of run line. If you had a really good high level fullback, you could, you'd grind along at maybe 3, 4. So if you had a good defense, you were playing against that come down 3 yards a carry maybe, but you'd still have that potential to just bang and then you just go for 60, 70 yards. So I kind of get where he's coming from on that one.
Yeah.
Right. It's back to what I've said before previously. I still think you should be able to actually, when you go in man coverage, you should be able to actually allocate your men to which receiver you want to allocate them. So if you want to triple team a receiver out of the game, you put your 3 safety on it, you put a cornerback on it, maybe even put a strong safety on it or a linebacker on him, and then all them levels together. A triple team on one player should mean that he can't get the ball thrown at him, or if he does, he's going to get picked. Yeah. Yes, it opens up holes somewhere else in the defense, but I still think that would be something you can actually put your man coverage against the receiver you want it to. It's just assumed that it's the man opposite or isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing, because you've got some players that will always line up their best wide receiver as flanker or the other side, and others that will switch them around in different formations. So yeah.
Yeah, and I mean they talked a bit about it at the draft, and there's people saying our injuries ruins the game, but it's there to stop people just going, I'm just going to have 2 superstars, and I can just put everything into that, and I don't have to worry about the rest. And it's kind of similar to, I think, similar in a way to this, because you can still, all right, you take the risk of an injury, but if you get somebody up to those sort of levels, and whenever you have a conversation with anyone about deep zone, it's just like, all you can do is have a massive leveled cornerback. That's the only thing you can do. Now, I think if that's the conversation that people are having about how to stop the deep zone, then something's broken. Yeah, if that's the only thing that people go, the only thing you can do to stop that is have massive cornerbacks. And for me, that's not a good enough reason. Just having one or two massive cornerbacks to try and keep it under control, that says to me that there's something missing in stances or game planning that you can do on the other zones. So I don't know.
Well, no, I get what you're saying, and you're right. And from going back to my game, either I haven't worked it out yet, or I don't know if anyone's worked this game out completely, but I certainly haven't. Or that game, I just got to put it down to a bit of a one-off, because my player-wise, my backfield is pretty decent. My secondary is pretty decent, and I put for most of the plays, if not all the plays, I put them all in zone. And that's supposed to be, according to the rule books, that's supposed to be the best thing to guard against big gains. Not the fuck in this game, it wasn't. They got everything on me. I've never been gashed as much. And Lee's offense is good, so I can't blame that. I mean, Smitheros for a mixed QST quarterback, put up some ridiculous figures there. Watson is obviously very high level, Burton Slim as well, but my defense has never been gashed like that before, and my defense has been worse than it is now. So I don't know. And some games there'll be a bit of anomaly. You'll either have a massive positive or a massive negative for no discernible reason. That happens in real life. So it can happen in this game. It should happen in this game. Injuries is another thing. Injuries, the game would be unrealistic if it didn't have injuries. Because you look at NFL now, every bloody team's got injuries. Half of the team is full of backup quarterbacks, or third string, or even fourth string quarterbacks. So you've got to have injuries in there, and you've got to try and work around them. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of like that I don't know what the answer is, because there are so many unknowns in this game that you just kind of, you're always trying to work it out, and no one's ever going to say, "Oh yeah, grid, I've completed it." Maybe Dave Russell or Comrade might think, "Yeah, completed it, done it."
Or Lee will tell you he's done it.
Or Lee, Lee, yeah.
Yeah, Mr.
So,
Mr. Sandbag. Oh, I don't really know this game. Oh, I just turn up every now and again and I win a few. That's all I do. Yeah, 29.2 average on his wide receivers there, 32. And his worst one only got 19 for a reception on you.
yeah.
So he must only be, I don't know, level 15 or something like that, maybe. Poor fella, poor gut fright, But yeah, you did get torched, didn't you?
Rinsed.
Absolutely
well and truly.
rinsed. Did you predict it? Because I think it was Matt threw 50 points up against himself, wasn't it? But you went 41-28. Matt went for the tie. And 44-41. Well, I knew there'd be a lot of points, but yeah, there we go. Anything else you want to cover off on this one, Jez, or have you been crying over this enough this week?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't expecting to win. I didn't expect to give up 55 points, and I was actually really pleased that we put 37 points on that Snowbears defense, because their defense is really good on the road. So it made a difference having Flamewalker back, because he's been missing for about 8 weeks, 7 or 8 weeks. So he made a difference to our field position. But yeah, like I say, I've got to sort the defense out, or we've just got to put that one down to a bit of an odd one.
Yeah.
Nice to see my running back coming through though. Byers is starting to put up some numbers. He's trained well this year, so he should be. If he carries on training well next year, he'll be one of the best in the league.
If he can keep hold of the ball.
If he can keep hold of the ball, yeah, that's always nice.
Yeah.
Has he got that soap attribute, has he?
Soap attribute, yeah. Yeah. He likes to.
It was a bit of an odd game because Lee kept throwing. Lee kept throwing interceptions in the all in the first half, and then I just kept fumbling it all in the second half.
Yeah, there was a lot of points in the first half, and because you were still close, I was thinking this is going to be massive. We're going to be walking away from this. It's going to be like 68-71 or something like this. It's going to be huge.
43 points.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely slowed down in the second half. But yeah, Snowbears, just they're doing that slipstreaming on you for the whole season, and then just passed you on the.
Well,
on the
that game, both me and Lee knew that game was always there at week 10, and that was always a strong possibility. They're a good side. I'm not giving up anything on them. They're a really good side. They deserve to win the division.
Yep, definitely. But not as good a record as the Razorbacks. So they managed to finish off the only 10-0 team in the Atlantic. They saw off the Mariners in that last game, 40-10.
Easy
peasy, lemon squeezy.
Mariners aren't there yet. They'll be in contention next season, I reckon.
Yeah. Shifty picking up another man of the match as well. That Tech running back had another good one.
Yeah, he likes a valve dump, doesn't he, or a screen?
That's it. Tech running backs. Everybody take them in the first round.
I got one last year.
That's all right. Greg's going to pick about 6 up this year.
Am I? I got enough low round 1 picks, so you never know. I do need
Mine's
to work
been
out
on
what I'm going to do.
Oh, pumping him up, pumping him for steroids.
There we go. Tech running backs, the new run line. So Razorbacks, number 1 seed. Bears, number 2 seeds. Did they make number 2 seed? They did. Oh yeah, because Outlaws, they got the Meerkats. We got the Blues. Came in at number 4. So that's your game then, Jez. You looking forward to that one?
Yeah, got to go to Germany. Nice trip. We're booking the hotels at the moment.
In 2024.
Got a bit of time to organise.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Well, Blues are favourites. But they've got a few injuries. I haven't looked closely enough to see if those injuries are special teamers or starters. The quarterback is the starter.
Cornerback's a starter. I can tell you that right now because I traded him last year.
Corner, is he?
Corner's he was level 16 when I traded him out.
Thanks, Matt.
You might have coached him up, but I doubt it.
Alex isn't going to thank you for that, but yeah, thanks.
I've got his picks.
Special teams, special teams, special teams.
Obviously, short. He's a D. So, well, if he's 16 or higher, he'll probably still play him with a D.
I don't think he'll drop. He won't drop him, will he? Even with a D, he's still going to be about a level 12. He'll be still better than anything he's got on the bench.
But Plummet is special teams. Lucy is special teams. Aaron is special teams. So Hubert.
Hubert and
Well,
Shaw.
Hubert's not his starter because Bertelli's his starting quarterback. So he's only got one starter injured, but some chunks taken out of his special teams.
Okay, so he rested up his QB for that last game. Good move. Good move. So there's no preview for the Meerkats. What do we think the spread is? We've got 2 games to base it off. I'd say the spread's maybe around about 20 points. What do you reckon?
It won't be that much because the Outlaws can't score that many points. So.
No, I'm only going on the basis of 22-0 first time around and 20-0.
There you go, 21 then.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle.
21. I think the Meerkats might get a field goal this time, but that'll be about it, actually.
Spread will probably be around 18-20, but I think the Outlaws will probably be a bit more dominant in this game. So I reckon they'll be like sort of 28-6 or something like that, 28-3, put up a few more points.
Yeah, his QB still only got the B.
You know what? He might even rest some of them injured players.
He got no more injuries. No week 10 injuries.
Yes, there's
only a couple of recoveries, which is a bit disappointing on all those injuries, but
well, yeah, they didn't have him an IR, has he? He's played them all, hasn't he? No.
All goes down to he's on a B, so yeah.
And I don't know what the Meerkats have got, if injury-wise. What are they looking like at the moment? Just one special teamer. He's on reserve anyway, Mountbatten.
And a B on yeah.
Yeah, so could be very similar.
Can't see anything other than an Outlaws win there.
Yep.
And then Michael can go into his seasonal hibernation.
Yep. He can turn up 2 nights before the draft and see if he can get some trades through.
I'm going to say 48 hours before draft deadline.
Yeah. Normal service resumed. And then in the CFC, so we had Avalanche. They got the number 1 seed. Magpies number 2. Stingrays 3rd. And they got the Heroes.
I think they'll lose.
When you say
Stingrays will
win that. Yeah, I can see the Heroes beating them. I can see that being there. Would not be surprised if the Heroes won that.
Heroes have had some good results this season.
Although, maybe not. The forecast for the weather is windy.
Oh,
there you go. That's screwed his deep zone up.
So Stingrays have got quite a few injuries as well. So let's have a look, see where are they sitting. Oh, not a single special teams injury there. So these are proper injuries. So Pinson, I think he was
Pinson, is he their lead running back still? I know he was. Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So he's still on a C, but he's off IR. He must have been playing him. No recovery since week 7.
These B's and C's you can chuck in if they're decent enough anyway. They'll still be effective.
Yeah.
It's when they're D's and E's that you sort of think, oh, geez, do I want to play with a 30-40% chunk off? That's just gonna worth it. But in playoff games, you've got nothing to lose. You're not unless you think you're more than likely to win the game. You've got no reason not to chuck them in, have you? Because it's a do or die.
Yeah, absolutely.
His injured players are just towns in the West Country, Tamworth and Cheltenham. I don't know if I've done Tamworth.
Settles in Yorkshire or Lancashire, isn't it?
What, Tamworth?
Settle.
Oh, Settle, is it?
Settle.
Lancashire, I can't remember.
We're going to have to look up where Dressel is now. I'm sure we can find Manly somewhere.
Manly's in Sydney. Manly's in Australia. He's recovered, though. He's all right.
Yeah, he's okay. Oh, look. And he's got a shopping centre as well. Right, so...
He's had some injuries, though. Look at that injury report. Go back to that injury report. He's had some injuries.
Oh, yes. He has. He's
had... Scroll down. Yeah, look how many... Bloody hell, that's some injuries, isn't it?
Yeah, so we got one. Yeah, he's had some this season. So he's done well. What did he finish? 7-3.
Won your division.
Yeah.
That amount of injuries.
Would have done 8-2 if he played that rookie OG, I reckon.
Just looking at injury levels, and Frankfurt Blues have got the highest injury levels at the moment with 19.
Ooh,
so
didn't we look at those though? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he's playing. Maybe those special teams.
He's got 5 or 6 injuries, but he's got a lot of D's. He's got one who's got a D and an E, I think, or an E and an F, and he's got D's and E's. Yeah. So I've got to fancy my chances. He's pretty beat up at the moment, so I've got to fancy my chances in that playoff game, even though I'm on the road.
Barbarians. So yeah, they had squeaky bum time when they were obviously lost to the Heroes. Put them 7-3. Generals were playing the Stallions, so we knew they were going to win that one. But Richards made the playoffs. It's a shame he didn't get the division. I know he's been trying very hard over the past. What does he have? This is where he had his rebuild season 1-9, 0-10, and on the way up. But these schedules have always seemed to second half of the season schedules seem to always be a little bit more trickier for the Barbarians. Sometimes that's just the way it lands, I guess.
And he's played the Generals away in week 6 as well.
Yeah, that narrow defeat at Generals was critical, wasn't it? Because he had followed up by a game at Spartans, and that tough game at the end against the Heroes, again, both on the road. So at home he's been really strong all season, but yeah, that away game at Generals in week 6 was critical.
Yeah, no, I mean, I always remember when I thought I was challenging up in the GFL, when the schedule was coming out, the first one I'd look at would be, if I was a fourth in the division on the way up, is the game I got against the Wraiths on the road or at home? And every time I thought to myself, I've got a chance, I was always on the road. And yeah, you're just like, oh, sod it. Oh, there goes the season then.
Schedules have because building your squad, building your roster it's a timing thing, isn't it? You'll time it so that you reach a point where you think, right, I should be competitive, or I should be challenging next year, and then you get your schedule through, and it's just got a way of kicking you in the nuts when you think, oh, motherfucker, why couldn't you give me last year's schedule?
Yep.
Yeah, it just does that sometimes, but everyone gets it from time to time, so you just got to deal with it.
Yeah,
if you're good enough, you should win anytime, whoever you're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you say that, but sometimes when you're good enough and you look at the way in which that schedule lands, it sometimes just comes down to that one fixture where it just falls the wrong way, or the other team has, this is a problem again with like nuking teams and teams like blowing up, because you get that strong team schedule, but actually that strong team schedule becomes really shit because they're all blowing up. So they were up there number one, and you're like, oh, that's not a game I'm looking forward to. The whole roster appears on a trade board, and it all goes out, and you're like, oh, fantastic. And then you, as the other coach, are sitting there going, fucking hell. And you're sitting there, end of the season, 10-0. You've got 270 points difference, but that other team's gone and got 350 because two other teams on their schedule have decided to blow up that season. So, again, it's that downside of timing, and that cycle of boom and bust as well sometimes. Not that it's ever happened to me. All right, so the Barbarians, they've got to go on the road again to the Generals. So this was the one they lost by 3. Is this going to be the point where they can turn it around and go, this is the one that matters?
Grudge match.
Yeah. And the Generals are the only ones walking in there with some injuries. OB and wide receiver and their returner. So let's have a little look, see if they look like they're big ones. Or are we just talking special teamers here? No. Offer and Sween. So any help will do, I guess. What was that? So he might have. Oh, I guess we can't go with this really, because I'm guessing he may not have put out a full squad against the Stallions.
Putting up 52 points, he probably did. I think his offer is slot.
Is he? Yeah, he might be. Did I not look there? No, he's playing. Is that Pro Set he's playing? So tight end. I guess that's the starting one. So what did he have?
Lane was the other one. Well, he's got a couple of dings anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, the pistol. Start is he pro. So
yeah, offers is slot mainly.
Yeah, maybe it's not a big hit for him. But yeah,
Swains is outside line. Well, one of his outside linebackers. That might hurt him because very rarely do rosters carry 3 good outside linebackers. You're lucky if you've got 2 good outside linebackers. So the third one is probably, if he needs to come in, he's probably going to be underpowered.
yeah, and it looks like he's only got the 4 there, and 2 of them he picked up in this draft in round 5 and round 6. So
Yeah, so they're not going to amount to much.
Yeah, could be.
And his other one is he's on special teams. So there's a weakness. There's a weakness there, Rich. That one's on us, mate.
Yeah, and might be a good opportunity for Boland then.
Sorry, Steve.
Because I know Generals need to have a really good run line defense.
Rich would have seen that anyway. He knows what he's doing. He doesn't need us. No, let's face it. No one needs us.
We're just burning people's time this season, aren't we? Burning people's time.
Honestly, genuinely are.
Hey, if you add all our records up, are we 15 and 15? Is that what we got? Example 14. We're batting a good 500 between us.
Oh, there you go. Definitely.
There's a good balance. That provides good balance across the league. Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I guess as well, if we split the draft places, we're probably bang in the middle. Getting there. But yes, CFC North.
Scorpions are a bit gutted. It must be gutted to miss the playoffs.
Oh, I would have thought so. They were 10-0 on the previews, right? Actually,
Nick was flying early in the season, and then he had a few losses towards the end.
Yeah, let's get to the important thing. Who's won this?
Yeah, let's have a look at this then, because we can have a look at that. So Scorpions were 10-0 on the season previews. Strong squad. Matt got it, pulled it out of the hat. Scorpions, and also I thought they
let me down, Nick.
I thought they'd also get a wild card spot from that division as well. I was wrong. So who called it here? So Matt's called the Heroes. Got a no there.
They made a wild card. They made the playoffs. So not too bad.
Well, look, we got it spot on, Jez. We got this one spot on.
Nailed it.
Generals.
Oh,
thank you very much.
Double tick.
And then we got. I mean, when you've got 3 of them coming from one division, that doesn't make it that great, to be honest. But we got it 100% right, and 100% wrong for Matt.
Yeah, put the cross on there. Get the cross on it. Big fat X, Matt.
Big fat X. I've got the biggest fat X on our -22. That's a big fat cross on our predictions around that making any fucking difference at all. So we completely
we all owe
ignored.
Smith an apology.
Yes, we completely ignored the predictions here because we could not understand why.
Our offense, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We thought, how can this be 3-7? Where did they actually get that good in the end? No, they finished 2-8 in the end. The Tigers.
How can we do that? How can we tip someone to win the division and they came 4th? Jesus.
With 10 stars on their offense.
10-star offense.
10-star offense, yeah.
Right, I am not buying anything that pre-season review is saying ever again.
Well, what do you mean? The pre-season review got it right. Called the Stingrays.
Well,
We just
yeah,
didn't
that's a
believe
good.
it. We
just
should
didn't.
believe
Yeah,
the
all
season
right.
preview.
Don't believe the stars then.
Yeah. Right. So, season preview called the Avalanche. And did anyone get it?
None of us
no.
went Avalanche.
None of us. Oh,
What were we
dear me.
thinking?
I don't know, but I bet after we've done this, Johnny will probably tell us that we can stick this up our arse as well, probably. So we got that one completely wrong.
Not looking good. I've got 1 point.
Let's go on to some positive news. Razorbacks didn't let us down. They didn't let us down.
God bless you, Johnny. Well done, mate. Well done for a great season, Johnny. Well done.
And
right, Razors.
Razorbacks.
See, Dan has. I know Dan was favourite in that division by quite a long shot because the other teams aren't competitive. Fair enough, but he's quietly gone about his business in Brixton this year and now top seed. So, I mean, he's kind of benefited from our division, from me and Lee taking chunks out of each other a little bit, but he still had to go and beat the Outlaws, which he did.
He did, yeah.
So he's had a really good season.
He has that week 9 game against the Outlaws. I think was the one that you can kind of look at and go, he's the real deal this season. Let me get some more crosses. I'm going to need some more crosses because we're pretty bad at this. So I backed
not for me.
Rapiers. Oh, dearie me, Rapiers. Oh, they were shocking.
You give yourself a tick for that one.
Yeah. So it's that one there. No wild cards.
Thanks for the belief, anyway, Matt.
Oh, I got a point there. Give me a point there.
What? Look, wild cards. Wild cards.
Oh,
the only wild card. I mean, you've picked 2 teams. You've picked 2 teams from this division to get a wild card, and they were 2 that didn't. So we can't give you anything for that.
Why did I pick Jez to win the league?
Exactly. Especially when I didn't even pick myself to win the league.
Yeah. So, Jez got that spot.
Oh, look. Some beautiful ticks there. Oh.
Oh, no.
Sexual chocolate. Come on.
Dear.
Keep trying to give myself a cross for that one. Right, did we get this one? Oh, we both. Who would have guessed it, eh? Season preview had the Meerkats at 3 and 7.
I don't think anybody would have got. I think we'd have given double points if anybody got the Meerkats, right?
Yeah, that's no mean feat.
Fine margins.
That's no mean
Fine
feat.
margins.
That's the only very weak squad that has made the playoffs. So good work, Michael. And yep, none of us saw the Outlaws struggling with that one. So 3 ticks across the board there. And here's another.
Oh, look, you've got some spare ticks there.
Yeah. Wish I put them inside. Right, so Matt called the Blues, Jez called the Blues, and I thought I'd have a back on the Comets, but they didn't quite get there in the end. How far off were they in the end? Oh, they didn't even finish above the Sonics. They didn't even
quite
finish
get there.
above the Sonics. Oh, my days.
Pulling it now, the Sonics win that division next year.
They're looking good, aren't they? They're looking good.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah. Is this? Do we say this was only like the 2nd season into their rebuild? Was it? This is their 2nd draft.
This is
since
that was the 2nd draft we just had.
Yeah.
So them players must have coached up. I mean, I know he took pure QSTs, but he must have got some levels in him that first year, and
Yeah.
obviously they got improved massively throughout the season this year as well.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Bill knows what he's doing. He's a canny coach. If they carry on coaching up, if his players carry on coaching up over the next season, then the season after, they're going to be a team that you don't want to play against.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's in a way, it's kind of good that they finished second, so hopefully they'll get a reasonable schedule that fits where they are, and it won't be too much of a big turnaround into a 10-0. They might actually see some competition next season schedule on that basis. So whether Bill will be there going, oh, if only I'd finished third, I don't know. We shall see. So yeah, so we got some ticks, but there's a lot of
Looks like Jez has
red.
won, doesn't it?
It
Jez
is
won.
looking at.
I've come last.
Yeah.
Have you been
So,
totting them up, Matt?
I didn't score many points. It's pretty easy for me.
yeah, we'll give that one to Jez. Jez is our predictions champion for the
All right,
season.
let's go to the bowl predictions though. See if they're still on. If they're still on.
I think they are. They're all still looking good. Stingrays are in.
Still on.
Spartans are in. Outlaws and Avalanche. Avalanche Spartans. Yeah. Snow Bears and Avalanche.
Can I just point out to Johnny that I did predict the Avalanche to get to the bowl?
Yeah. I don't know why you're looking for brownie points now, Matt. It's
I just thought I'd point it out that I wasn't as
damage is done.
Well,
Damage
even
is
without a
done.
motivation coach.
well. I knew they wouldn't have it in the play. I knew they'd make the playoffs.
Yeah. So there we go. That's our predictions. Done and dusted there. Before we finish today, we'll probably come back at some point and have a little bit of a look, but we've got the hats are back. And at the moment, it does look someone's resigning from the GFL. So there will be a vacant position. So we will see someone leave from the Atlantic by the looks of it. So we'll have to start thinking about who that is. Start putting the feelers out.
It's Lee.
Oh, don't. See, I tried to build the suspense and I tried to build the drama. And from the
It's Lee.
comfort of that couch, you just sit there just shouting the name that everyone knows. He's probably the number one contender for that. But yeah. So who knows? And oh no, the race, dusty hats, no indication. But they do that every season, so they'll still be there.
Did you scroll down and see the suggestion that somebody had made? If all 32 teams resubscribe, you get 5 extra elites. You know, Dan's suggestion it right at the top, 4 extra elites.
Yeah, see, Richard like that. He obviously knows that he can back that one and probably not have to put 4 elites in a draft at all. Doesn't happen.
Look at which. Look at the Atlantic.
Doesn't happen that
Look at
often,
the
though,
Atlantic.
does it?
Look at the Atlantic. We're the only one that could probably do it.
Oh, James, where are you? Where are you? Is he waiting
He'll
to see?
renew.
He'll
Renew. Yeah.
He ain't got his pocket money yet, obviously.
Yeah. Well, maybe he's one of
I
these
don't know
players.
that, of course. I don't know. I've not spoken to him in a little while, but I speak to him every now and again, and he's given me. Well, I've not heard anything from him that he's not planning on renewing. So we'll see.
Maybe it's another motivator. It's like if you don't feel like you've paid full price and you've got full skin in the game, there's just no point playing it.
That could be it.
Yeah.
Although James doesn't strike me as the sort of person that needs additional motivation.
I'm trying to work out whether he was serious about he sets his game plan at the pre-season and then just leaves it. But no, No, I don't think he does.
What do you
'cause
think?
he tinkered with it and ballsed it up against the Razorbacks, didn't he? So
He did balls up. Yeah, he admitted that, to be fair.
So we can count that one out. Right. So there we go.
He'll be back. He's got a good enough roster there to challenge again next season.
Yes. Yeah. Indeed. And I was going to say that's it, but I had to have a look at the Pro Bowl voting this time around.
I voted the punter.
If this is
what I did find was, look how many blooming votes you've had in the MFC, and I think you've had an extra one since I looked. I think there was only 4 votes at one point for the coach.
if this does not say that the state of Pro Bowl is in a dire condition, I don't know what does.
Yeah, there's only one guard.
Yeah.
What's that about? How are we gonna play with one guard?
You'll have to play your centre, won't you?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully all 3 centres get picked, so we can chuck a couple of centres in there.
Yeah.
It won't matter, Jez. It won't matter anyway, because we've found the winning formula for the Pro Bowl is not to enter any instructions.
Don't do anything. Can
Yeah.
I just say to if any of the Atlantic coaches are watching this, which is dubious, obviously it's debatable. Don't vote for Lavra. He's my backup quarterback. He's a good little lad. He's really nice to his mum. He's got a little pet chihuahua, but he's not Pro Bowl level.
How's he
So
get in there?
don't vote for. I don't know.
How's he get
I
in
don't
there?
know.
This is the
I've
thing
no
I can't
idea.
understand with this. Sometimes it's like,
I mean, someone's voted for him because they like chihuahuas. So that's understandable. I get that. That's not a problem. But please don't anyone else vote for him because he's he's all right. He can play a bit, but he's not one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So don't vote for him.
how's the CFC looking then? Oh, look at that. That is a Pro Bowl selection.
Oh, look, they've got more than one guard. That's
something
nice.
there that you can look at and go, do you know what? Look at that. Coaches. There's how many? 5 coaches nominated. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. It's almost like most of the coaches on the MFC just don't give a fuck. So
I think when I looked in the CFC, I think that when it originally just turned over, I think there'd been 11 coach votes. So 11 out of 16 had voted. If I didn't do anything else, I'd always vote for a coach.
The MFC have taken the amount of effort that I put into last year's game plan and run with it on Pro Bowl voting so far this year, which I think is it's obviously the way forward. So carry on.
Yeah. Well, if whoever gets voted in on the CFC side this time.
Well, if you go to the CFC punter, I have nominated a punter.
Yeah,
CFC.
the wrong. Yes, is it the right one or the wrong one?
It's the right one.
It's the right one.
I put the.
What, the one that's playing, not the one that got drafted?
No, actually, no. I remember now what I had to do. Both punters came up. Both DAOs came up in the punter screen. Clicked on the rookie and it said ineligible. Can't pick him. I was like, well, why is he here? I picked the other one.
He's on the D squad. That's why.
No, but there was an option to pick him. I tried to and couldn't.
You can't play. You can't select someone for the Pro Bowl who's on the development squad.
Yeah, but
why not?
But they shouldn't even be there. They shouldn't even be there for selection. That's the thing. But yeah,
true. That's true.
Both of them were there. They probably just picked every punter on a roster on the squad.
Just noticed another one of your crap names. You've got a kicker named Kicker. Oh my days.
Oh yeah. Well, in every position, I nominated one of my players.
Oh yeah, but kicker, cool kicker. Is your cornerback called cornerback? Oh no, Browner.
Maybe next year. Browner was traded in.
Did you get run through Hull?
No, he didn't get in.
Oh,
You must have had someone in the past called Connor Back.
Connor Back. Oh, I'm writing that down. I'm having that.
there we go. There we go. So yeah,
I'm having that. I'm writing that down now.
we might have a little look at that a little bit later as we get towards the end of the
Oh,
Pro Bowl vote.
yeah,
Just
there you go. Any suggestions for player names for my team?
You can have that one. That's free on me, Matt. You can have that one, mate.
yeah. So you've got Connor Back, and you've got, was it
Low Mo.
Molo or Lomo? You were going to go.
No, I'm going Low Mo.
Lomo.
Fly Mo.
Hang low. Right. Okay.
Swing low. He plays rugby. Don't pick him.
So I think we're done today, aren't we? That's a good little roundup around there, and a good little laugh at the. Let's finish this season the way we started, by having a good laugh at the Pro Bowl, and we've managed to do that as well. So I think this will definitely be the last one we do before Christmas. Didn't wear my Christmas jumper today, but this will be the last one before Christmas. So happy Christmas to both of you, and happy New Year. And
Likewise, mate. You too. Merry Christmas.
And,
Merry Christmas for anyone that has the patience and inclination to sit through this. Good on you.
Yeah. I am hearing some people saying they are enjoying it now. So which is great, because it keeps the motivation going to try and keep these things ticking over. So
None of them are in our league, though.
Do we need a motivation coach?
I think we do.
It's all right. Matt's got one. It's okay. We've got one.
Yeah, but when we go into next season, we might not be able to get hold of one, because Johnny's going to have all 5.
No, Johnny's already proved he doesn't need one. He's too good for a motivation coach. He doesn't need one.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going. Thank you very much. See everybody in the new year. Catch you later.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.